The Congress system, also known as the Concert of Europe, was a diplomatic system in which several important European nations met at meetings called congresses to discuss the issues of the day and make decisions on matters that affected them all. The congresses were dominated by conservative views, as almost all countries that were represented in the congresses were absolute monarchies, and feared the liberalism that had sprung from the French Revolution. Initiated in 1814, the Congress system's main goals were to promote peace and cooperation after the lengthy Napoleonic Wars of 1803 to 1815. It attempted to do so by controlling the borders of European countries and acting as a collective military, like a modern-day NATO, to put down insurrection in liberal, rebellious nations. It ultimately failed. Instead of bringing stability to Europe, the Congress system led to the breakdown of long-standing alliances and brutal wars between the governments of Europe and the revolutionary forces. This complete reversal of its intended goals represents the true lack of success the Congress system experienced. There is ample proof of this failure. The lives of Italian revolutionaries and the diplomatic relations between Austria and Britain exist as casualties of the system, reminders of how far the system strayed from its original goals. In many ways, the Congress system was doomed to fail from the beginning. The first Congress, the Congress of Vienna, began in the September of 1814, but experienced tensions, and the nations involved had difficulty agreeing on anything. This fact alone stands as foreshadowing to the tribulations the Congresses would experience. Ultimately, it took Napoleon's 100 Days, February to June 1815, to help speed up agreements between the nations prominently involved, being Russia, Prussia, Austria, and England. Finally, a week before Napoleon's defeat in the Battle of Waterloo, the first formal agreement was signed by the nations at the Congress of Vienna, beginning the process of dividing up Europe. The remainder of the presentation will cover the overwhelming evidence of the failure of the system, examples of the bloodshed it caused, and descriptions of the diplomatic relationships that broke down under the system. Also, we'll discuss a historian's perspective on the Congress system and how the system ultimately disintegrated.